Surprise! We're doing a live stream because I don't know how I'm going to actually like talk about this, and I didn't really want to like film like a particular vlog about it, and I have no one yet. Michael, how are you doing, buddy? Welcome aboard. Some more folks will wait a little bit as I fix this camera a little bit. So, you know what's cool is like when you start doing like when I started doing like the debunked series, it's kind of interesting how like things kind of turn out because you kind of see things a little differently as far as like theories and like how things like manifest. Hey, Nick's Picks. And then you kind of just start thinking about how crazy certain things like unfold. And like for me, like doing any sort of like let's search for superheroes, let's search for creepy pastas, then you start seeing like really weird things, especially when it comes to like Orlando. But right now, it's kind of more of like Disney in particular because one of the big things that a lot of people realize, the UK Disney couple, how you doing? Is there's a lot of source material at Disney, and you understand the source material, and a lot of people get the source material, and so they'll like, oh, Snow White is based off of blah 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 blah, or Hans Christian Andersen did this, or anything with Peter Pan, you can always kind of trace it back to the source material, and they lean on it. Except Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is like the one ride that I think, just from viewing it, it almost seems as if, and I'm gonna fix this a little bit, without breaking it. There you go. Splash Mountain is the only one that I think does not. Greetings elsewhere. Splash Mountain is the only one where the source material may not be attached to Song of the South. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's any branding. The Diz was talking about the connotations of Song of the South with the Splash Mountain and asked if it would be right to change the ride with some of the new IP acquired. Hi, Princess Belle. How you doing, Teresa? What's weird, especially when it comes to the to that conversation, is a lot of people realize it's weird because you can still see it. Is that like there's a weird distance with Splash Mountain and Song of the South, and you can see it. There's no branding of Song of the South anywhere on Splash Mountain, not that I'm aware of. So I have to go and like investigate that, because if there's no branding in Splash Mountain, then the characters for a younger audience may not understand the significance of like Brer Fox, Brer Bear, Brer Rabbit, or even their backstory or how they exist. They know of Song of the South, which I own. Hold on, I'll show you. Where is it? Where are you? It's about looking into my video collection, my mini movies, and looking through and I'm trying to find out exactly where I have placed it. Hang on. It's here. It's here somewhere. Oh no, things are falling on me. Where would it be? Where? I have it. Huh. I own it. And it's somewhere around here. Hey, how you guys doing? Sorry, I was looking for my movie. It's somewhere. However, I think the thing that I wanted to really kind of discuss is this book. This is the source material of everything in Splash Mountain and Song of the South. That if we can acknowledge this guy, Joel Chandler Harris, it pisses me off that they don't sell Brer Rabbits or Brer Foxes in Splash Mountain gift shop, but they sell stuffed thumpers. That's because they're trying to. It's so weird. The more I read this book, the weirder things like occur, and then like it makes sense in the concept of things because you can feel there's a distancing from anything that has to do with Song of the South, anything that has to do with like the movie, the source material, anything, like everything that has to do with this book. And this is all the characters. This is literally almost every story from Song of the South in this book. And you can tell that the distance is getting further and further apart. Now, will they re-theme Splash Mountain? Absolutely not. What's going on, Adam? But I can honestly tell you that everything that has to do with this book makes sense. It's weird because, hang on. The funny part is when it comes to the Uncle Remus stories, if you want like all your Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox content, it goes as far as this content right here is about as big as you're going to get it with anything that has to do with Brer Fox, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear. They don't sell the merchandise, but they have the characters out in the Magic Kingdom. The rest of this stuff, the rest of this book, see all this? They're great stories, but they're also probably the most racist things you have ever read in your life. So I'll give you an example of this. I mean, this is just kind of a small book review. And I actually read some of this on Instagram Live. And I'll read you guys a bit of an excerpt. And I kind of want to bring this around just to kind of show my friends. And I was like, wow, it'd be really fun if, I could, have my friends read like excerpts of the book and stuff like that. And then the more I kind of read this book, the more it's weird because I can't have them just choose any page out of this book. Because it gets really dark and then really kind of weird as far as like the thought process between blacks and whites in the 1800s. Because this book was made in the 1800s, and so a lot of it is kind of a weird thinking where like I don't think like Joel Chandler Harris was like an actual like racist, but there was a thought process of like, hey, the only way we could ever survive is by segregation, and so that's kind of how they talk. There's actually like one proverb in here. I wouldn't say it's a proverb, but it's mostly like his sayings, and it really talks about like race relations. And I was just reading it, and which kind of like inspired me to uh, go live with it. But you can tell, is this weird? We'll get back to it. But he writes his book very weird, and I would tell people, like, if they go and watch like Song of the South, they'll be like, man, this movie's so weird. I don't understand. But it's even weirder if you watch it with the subtitles. If you turn on subtitles, it's really weird. And I don't know if that's Nate or Veronica, so I'm gonna assume it's both. So yeah, it's really weird. And at first I was like, I'm just gonna surprise people with this book, but it's flooring me the more I'm reading it. Let me see. I'm just gonna grab like a random story here. Are we all reading Proverbs from it? So just to let you guys know, if you're just now getting on, this amount of content is everything that has to do with like Song of the South, Splash Mountain, everything. This is the amount of the book that you all know. This amount of the book is the single most racist thing you would ever read in your life. It gets bad, really bad. So, like, I don't know. If you guys want me to read a portion in the back, I can. Just kind of give you an idea of like. Okay, so I'll give you like this one right here. If you look at the title, The Florida Watermelon. Okay, so it's written. Okay, everything that I'm going to say is not exaggerated. It's written in like slang. So if I'm literally just if I'm trying to like act, which I swear to God I'm not, I'm reading it in the very way in the context of this book wants me to read it. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit for you. Look, your boy, said Uncle Remus yesterday, stopping near the railroad crossing on Whitehall Street and gazing ferociously at the small colored youth. So anytime that the book is Uncle Remus, which is the basis of Splash Mountain, Song of the South. So here we go. Look, your boy, I lay you out flat if you come flinging your watermelon rhymes under my foot. You watch if I don't. You can play your pranks on these your white folks, but when you come a cutting up your capers round me, you land right in the middle of your spell of sickness. Now you mind what I tell you, ain't I gonna further put up with none of your sassiness, none let alone flinging watermelon rhymes. What I can get mixed up with them. I done had enough watermelon yesterday and the day before. This is how it's written. Oh my God. Okay. How was that, Uncle Remus? Asked the gentleman standing near. So you know that couple and whoever's talking to Uncle Remus is white. It was sort of like this, boss. Last Tuesday, not Tuesday, Tuesday, Mars John, he fotch home to Erdez, your flirty, flirty. So it's not Florida, it's flirty. Flirty watermelons, and him and Miss Sally sat down for to eat 'em. Mars John and Miss Sally ain't got none that's too good for me. And the first news I knowed Miss Sally was a hollering for Remus. I done smelled the watermelon on the air, and I ain't got no better sense than for the go when I years with white folks and hollering learned that when I won so high. Last ways I galloped up to the back porch, and our Saturday watermelons there's a nature's as if they had been raised on the old Spiver place in Putnam County. Yeah, it's crazy. Then Miss Sally, she cut me off in a slisher one of days, your ungodly slishers, big as your hat. And I sat down on the steps and wrapped myself around the old blessed chunk. Stepped in the rhyme. Uncle Remus paused and laid his hand upon his stomach as if he was feeling something. Well, old man, what's then? That's what I'm getting at, boss, said Uncle Remus, smiling a feeble smile. I centered round about half an hour, and then I began to feel the sort of squeamish, sort of like I done been and swallowed for pound off the rough and over scantling. Looked like there me that was going to be sick, and then hit like I wasn't. Bimby, a little pain, showed his head and sort of meandered around like he was looking for a good place for the catch halt, and then great pain jump up and take all of the little ones and chase around and around, and he must have caught them cause Bimini, the big pain reached down and grabbed this your left leg, so I hauled him up and I reached down and I grabbed the other and one pull him up, and then one begun, sure enough. For mighty nigh 4 hours they kept up that racket, and as soon as a little pain and a jump up the big un light under it gobbled them up, and then they begun and go sailing around hunting for more. Whew. Some folks is mighty cussing though. Next morning I hear Miss Sally laughing and singing and whistling, and they want no watermelon raised, no flirty. Oh my god. Yeah, this book is insane. Let me see. Let's just do one of my favorite ones. That it was literally a story. I mean, I can understand it because I can hear it now. Because when you're reading it and you're just reading the words for what it is, it's flirty. I think that's what I'm just gonna start calling Florida. Just he's flirty guy. He's the flirty guy. So, in the Song of the South, there was a really famous story. I don't see. Hang on. Is this? Where's my favorite? Where's my? Aha! What up, dudes? Welcome to Flirty. Flirty. Yeah. It's actually spelled like the way he spelled it in the book when it was talking about flirty. It's Flurridy. Flirty. Flirty. So this one is from the Song of the South. This was something that Disney recreated. And this is the Wonderful Tar Baby story. Now this is Brer Rabbit, so there's really no... It's still slang because it's Uncle Remus telling it. But it's still one of the funniest stories. And bits and pieces of it is in Splash Mountain. Not all of it. Bits and pieces. Didn't the fox never catch a rabbit? Uncle Remus asked the little boy the next evening. He come mighty nigh it, honey, but she show you bone, Brer Fox did. One day after Brer Fox fooled with that calamus root, Fox went to work and got him some tar and mixed it with some turpentine and fixed up a contraption what he called a tar baby. And he tucked this shirt tar baby in his solder in the big wood. He lay off in the bushes for the see what the news was gonna be. And he didn't have to wait long, another cousin Bimby here, Brer Rabbit. I don't know what Bimby is. He writes Bimby a lot. I don't know what that means. Brer Rabbit come pacing down the road, lippity clippity, clippity lippity. There's a sassy as a jaybird. Brer Fox, he lay low. Brer Rabbit come prancing long twirl he spied the tar baby, and he fotch up his behemmy legs like he was astonished. He tar baby. She sought dar, she did, and Brer Fox, he lay low. Morning, says Brer Rabbit, says he. Nice weather this morning, says he. Nice weather this morning, says he. Tar baby ain't saying nothing there, Brer Fox, he lay low. How doesn't your symptoms seem so sagastuate? Says Brer Rabbit, says he. Brer Fox, he wink his eyes slow and lay low. And the tar baby, she ain't say nothing, because remember the tar baby can't talk. Hi Tracy, how you doing? If I'm not looking at the chat, I'm sorry. How's you come on then? Is you deaf? Says Brer Rabbit, says he. Cause if you is, I can holler louder, says he. Tar baby, stay still, then Brer Fox, he lay low. You're not stuck up, that's what you gonna do. Oh, you stuck up, that's what you is, says Brer Rabbit, says he. And I'm gonna cure you, that's what I'm gonna do, says he. Brer Fox, he sort of chuckled in his stomach, he did, but Tar baby, he ain't saying nothing. I'm going to learn you how to talk respectable folks. If hits that's like it, says Brer Rabbit, says he. If you don't take off that hat and tell me howdy, I'm going to bust you wide open, says he. And this is depicted in the actual cartoon, by the way. Tar baby stay still, and Brer Fox, he lay low. Brer Rabbit keep on asking him. In the tar baby, she keep on saying nothing, till presently Brer Rabbit draw back with his fist. He did, and blipping tuck on the side of her head, right there where he broke the molasses jug. And fist stuck, and he can't pull loose. Then Tar helped him, but Tar baby, she stayed still, and Brer Fox, he lay low. If you don't let me loose, I'll knock you again, says Brer Rabbit, says he, and with that, he fought your walk with the other hand that stuck. Tar baby, she ain't saying nothing, and Brer Fox, he lay low. Turn me loose for sure I kick the needle stuffing out of you, says Brer Rabbit, says he. But the tar baby, she ain't saying nothing. She just hilt on, and then Brer Rabbit lose his feet in the same way. Brer Fox, he lay low, then Brer Rabbit squall out of that F.A. tar baby, don't turn him loose, then he butt a crank side. And the butted in his head got stuck. The Brer Fox, he sent her around forward looking as innocent as one of your mommy's mockingbirds. Howdy, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox. This is crazy. How much have you read so far? Did you read the whole book? Here's what I've read. I haven't read like the entire book, but there are pieces in the book that I've read, and I think because I kind of wanted to see. I was really looking for Brer Rabbit $1 an hour, because the $1 an hour story is essentially kind of what Splash Mountain is based off of, and there's certain scenes of kind of like Brer Rabbit wanted to venture out on his own, and he's still trying to get caught or being captured by Brer Rabbit or Brer Fox or Brer Bear. The last scene where you see in Splash Mountain when the bear is tied up in his own trap, and the bees, there's like bees everywhere. That's a part of that story, as well as the Laughing Place story where they were going to lure Brer Rabbit to the laughing place, which is essentially just a thorny brush full of bees. But it was kind of tricked. Like he tricked the fox and the bear to go to the laughing place. So I had always assumed, based on the ride, that the laughing place was drop. But the laughing place was nothing more than just like a beehive. So, yeah, that's what I was looking for. But there's all sorts of different like things here because it's broken out into three pieces. It's broken out. It's broken out in like really three pieces of his sayings and stories, and then it has like hymns, and he has a bunch of hymns, but a lot of these hymns, I mean, I would say there's authenticity in these, but at the same time, you kind of question it because they're just songs where if the author could insert the N word, he's going to put it in there. And that's kind of what I see. So the only thing that's like PG, that's for kids, is like the first 143 pages of this book. Like if you're going to read this to a kid, like you're only going to read 143 pages from this book. You're not going to read all of the book because the things that they introduce and the things that they talk about is not something that kids or I would have wanted children to be exposed to, if that makes sense. So, however, the funny story in all of this is this book has a character named Jack Sparrow. The Fate of Mr. Jack Sparrow. So, I wonder if Pirates of the Caribbean had based that character from this book. Because I don't know who this Jack Sparrow character is. I think it's just a bird. Jack Sparrow up in the tree. He hear Brer Rabbit. He didn't sing out, I'm going to tell Brer Fox. I'm going to tell Brer Fox. Chicken beauty when a blowing, a coos a falling. I'm going to tell Brer Fox. So that's really interesting. What's going on here? I've read the whole thing and then watched the movie, so I enjoy hearing you read it. I had a very hard time reading it. It's very hard to read. I'm old enough to remember that my bro and I knew the Laughing Place word for word when we were little. We must have had a recording of it. Maybe it was on an album that we had on the Jiminy Cricket cover. I mean, honestly, like, really, like, the backstory of, like, Brer Rabbit and all these are just all, like, African-American, like, fables, like Aesop's fables, but a lot of them are fables, but the thing is there was always a comeuppance with Brer Rabbit, and he would trick, like, the fox and the bear would try to trick the rabbit, but the rabbit would trick them instead. It was really weird in some strange, like, Loki-esque, like, turn of fortune sort of thing. So it's really strange. But the part that makes it very difficult is that it's definitely an acting book. Because the way it is written changes your dialect, whether you like it or not. It's really hard to fight against what this book is trying to make you sound like and talk like. And I think that's one of the beauties of this book, which is really strange, is that although some of the themes that's in it, it does force you to talk in a very southern way, whether you like it or not. It's so, one day Adder sis cow done run past on the shatter trying to further catch him. Brer Rabbit took him low that he was gonna drape in and see Miss Meadows and the gals, and he got out of his piece in a looking glass and primp up he did and sought out Gwen cantering along the road, so should Brer Rabbit run up the wit but old Terrapin, the same old one of sixpence. Brer Rabbit stopped, he did, and he rapped on the roof of Brer Terrapin house. It's weird because I feel like when I read it out loud, um, it's cut up in a way that like it prevents your your jaw and your tongue from moving. Like it's like almost like everything is not like put together as a word that you can read, but you're reading the very small word in one syllables. So it even if I didn't try, I still end up cause honey, Brer Terrapin carry his house with him. Rain or shine, hot or cold, strike up with old Brer Terrapin. We in doesn't say when, it's W apostrophe EN. So it's we in, we in, you will in willist, you may, in where you're fine, I'm dar, you'll find his shanty. His dad's like I tell you. So then Brer Rabbit, he rap on the roof of Brer Terrapin's house, he did. And as was he in Brer Terrapin, lo that he was, in then Brer Rabbit, he asked him howdy, and then Brer Terrapin, he likewise spoke howdy, and then Brer Rabbit, he said, what was Brer Terrapin going at? In Brer Terrapin, he said, which he was going nowhere scasely. Then Brer Rabbit, lo, he was going on his way for to see Miss Meadows and the gals, and let ask Brer Terrapin if he won't join and go along. And Brer Terrapin suppose he don't care if he do. And then they sought out. They had plenty of time to call famine along the way, but maybe they got. Is it maybe? But maybe they got there in Miss Meadow, and the gals they come to the two they did, and they asked them, and they went when they got in. Brer Terrapin was so flat footed, and then when he was too low on the floor, he was high enough in the chair. But while they was all scrambling around for to get Brer Terrapin a chair, Brer Rabbit he picked him up and put him on the shelf, and while the water bucket salt in the Brer Terrapin, he lay back down because he, oh, whew, wow, this is nuts. Sean doing a great job with that old Southern dialect. That's not even me. This is the book itself. The book is powerful enough to make you have a strange, like I wouldn't even say it's strange. It's not even a Southern accent. It's like I don't know. It's difficult. I think Sean should read this book while on Splash Mountain, and the right photo has him reading the book down the drop. That's a great idea, but I certainly don't want this book ruined. It is, to be quite honest with you, Ed, when we were in Savannah, there was a bookstore that we went to called Books on the Bay. And Books on the Bay has a lot of rare books, a lot of rare items that weren't for sale. And if you guys saw in the vlog, they had a lot of like first print of the Midnight Garden of Good and Evil, and that's like a really popular book in Savannah because it's kind of based out there, I think. So they had a lot of first editions, which were selling for like $500, $600. So like, but Song of the South was everywhere, and so I think Chandler Harris is actually a square that was named after him. It's like Harris Square that's over there by the riverfront. And it really talks about how like he came to Savannah and wrote certain chapters in that book. What's up, Diz Jake? I don't think they'll block the photo, honestly. Here's the thing. I don't think they'll block the photo because it's Uncle Remus, and most of the cast members, especially ones that may have known about Song of the South, they have no recollection of what this book is. And I don't think this, and then because there's like a separation, like there's definitely like a separation of Song of the South, the separation of Splash Mountain, which is his own thing, and then you have this book, which let's remove that completely. So even if I had this book, it wouldn't be blocked out because they wouldn't know what this book represents or what it is. And if anything, if they did know what it represents, they're going to be like, this is interesting that it's meta that he's reading this book going down Splash Mountain. So it becomes more of an irony. So it's a fantastic idea. I'm scared to get this book wet, but I may have other ways. Are they too young? Yeah, they'll be too young to understand the concepts of this book. Um, but it's insane. But yeah, if you read it, like my throat kind of is already kind of feeling the like tension of like reading passages, and you can't escape it. You can't escape um, that accent. Cast members might be, but the management on up does. I think the management will probably be like, "Where'd he get that book? Find me that guy." And then I'll be in my own creepy pasta. Put him back on Small World. He'll never be, he'll never be found again. That sort of thing. Oh wait, is this? Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's kind of cool to have like this exposure of this type of book. Um, Jackie My Lantern. That's also another story. True, but the decision to block the photo will be too quick. I think the cast members working a ride will make those decisions. Um, Honestly, I don't think they'll block the photo. I think it'll be near impossible because, again, if you're blocking the photo, then I don't know the rules of, but this wouldn't block the rule. I mean, is this Uncle Remus? So if they're completely trying to distance themselves from anything of people mentioning Uncle Remus or doing anything that is Uncle Remus related, then I would say so, but then that would be kind of weird. So yeah, this is the cover. Florida Life Family Adventure. We were kind of talking about this book. Because your book may be different than mine, but I don't know. But we were really kind of going over this book and its significance to It's a Small World and why Disney strays away from this book. So it's a nice literature live stream. I do have a lot of books though. I have a ton of books, but nothing like this. Let me see. I'll try another one. This sort of track Brer Fox tension, and he look at the tattling bird, and the bird he keep calling. I got something for you to tell you, Brer Fox. Get on my tail, little Jack Sparrow, says Brer Fox. Says he, cause if I'm deaf in 1 year, cause I'm deaf in 1 year, I can't hear out the other. Get on my tail, says he. Then the little birdie, he up and hop on Brer Fox's tail. Get on my back, little Jack Sparrow. Cause if I'm deaf in 1 ear, then I can't hear out the other. Then the little bird hop on his back, hop on my head, little Jack Sparrow. Cause if I'm deaf in both ears, up hop the little bird, hop on my tooth, little Jack Sparrow. Cause I'm deaf in 1 ear, and I can't hear out of the other. The tattling little bird hop on Brer Fox's tooth, his tooth. And then here Uncle Remus paused, opened wide his mouth, and closed it again in a way that told the whole story. Did the fox eat the bird all up? Asked the little boy. Jabbar come long next day, replied Uncle Remus, and he found some feathers, and from that word went around that old man Squinch Owl done caught Nutter was his name. Yeah. This is Uncle Remus, folks. This is a crazy book. It's completely crazy. Where in the book does he show you his butt? What's funny, coincidentally, under his songs. Yeah, you should all have a copy of the book and get a ride photo. I'm in. I am in. Um, I'm both surprised and very happy that that's it. Paging Mr. Morrow's in. We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'll wear your shirt. Ooh. Also got new shirts there. Your favorite vlogger's favorite vlogger on rageon.com or Spreadshirt if you like the baseball shirt tees. And I got to get a Paging Mr. Morrow shirt. That's going to be when I get paid again. But I'm getting one. Always wait for the monorail shot. But I'm actually very pleased and happy that, the how do you do? Please just show me your butt. Like, that song is not the slavery hymn. that worried me so much when I saw songs. Oh yeah, and I need a Mega Podtastic shirt too. I gotta get one. Get a Mega Podtastic. Go and support my boys. Anything that's sung on Splash Mountain is not listed here. So I guess it's very good that they actually wrote that song specifically for Splash Mountain. And I think Zip-a-dee-doo-dah was also an original Disney song because it's not in here. It's not a song that they was, because these are literally, so he has like a star, an asterisk in here. He said, if these adaptations from songs the Negroes have caught from the whites, the origin is very remote. I've transcribed them literally and regard them in the highest degree characteristic. So a lot of the songs that he has in this book were from slaves singing these songs. So yeah, this book. I hear "Show Us Your Bong" just saying. I thought they were singing pretty good. Show us your balls. No, show us your butt. I'm wearing your shirt today. I've been feeling lousy. Haven't felt like doing anything. Honestly, I've been feeling kind of like lately too. I don't know what's going on. It's a weird, like, I don't know. It's a weird energy thing. And for me, I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I want to sit in my room and read a book because I certainly wanted to go out and vlog, but at the same time, there's also times when I'm just so tired. I've been really exhausted lately and drained. But I think we'll kick back in the swing of things, So it's just been. I think it's just draining. I think it's just felt like it too. I didn't want to go to trivia with Nate last night. Yeah, I had to go back to work, and that was the thing. Yeah, you all need shots of Beverly. You get 100. Yeah, that I think is the secret to it all is to get shots of Beverly, drink them up, and put them down. So that's Uncle Remus. Some other things before I have to get up out of here because Sean is hungry, and I need that Jack Sparrow to come tell me something and just sit on my tooth. Sit on my tooth and tell me a secret. Jack Sparrow. I wonder if Disney knows that Jack Sparrow is a character from Uncle Remus stories. But also, there's another thing that I do want to try to edit, and I got to be full disclosure with this. I got my DVD back. A couple of weeks ago, you guys saw me do a vlog where I was kind of cleaning up this whole entire room, and I actually had ripped off Universal Studios, Hollywood, all the way back. There was a character named Harry Potter in the 1985 horror movie Troll. That's right. I like Troll too. What is it? You can't piss on what's that line? Is it hospitality? You can't piss on hospitality? I can't remember it. But I know somebody will probably chime in and tell me the correct one. Hospitality! Yes! You can't piss on hospitality! But what's funny is that 10 years ago, I actually recorded this when I went to Universal Studios. This is way before like Sheik and I got together. Um, and it's funny and like kind of thinking how like vlogging is now, and how it's so acceptable. Like when you go to theme parks, like it's not uncommon that I see people with a selfie stick when you shouldn't have a selfie stick at Disney, or they'll have, they have their gimbals and their GoPros, and I know what they're doing. I know that they're vlogging. I know it. I know it. And but they don't have it facing out. They have it facing towards them, so they're talking to the camera. But here, like when I was watching the video and just kind of reviewing it, like I talked to the camera like once, and it was very brief, and you could just tell I was very uncomfortable with the whole idea. And then I just let the camera run the entire duration of the tram show, which is cool to go back and see some of the changes that Universal Studios Hollywood has gone through. But at the same time, that was bad Sean leaving the camera running for so long. So yeah, I'm gonna try to put this up sometime, and maybe I can put on my own spin and I'll commentate on top of it, because I'm not really talking through it. It's literally just listening to the character actors, or the guides, because they actually had guides that would talk to you, while you're taking your tram. Now beforehand, the guides wouldn't be on the TV sets. They'd actually be just kind of talking, just like the tram people, and then they'll get off at certain points and then interact with the sets, and then they'll get back on. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But it'll be soon. I'll have to do that. And then that's it. That's all I got. I have nothing else. Now I'm worried. Oh! Maybe I can debunk this book too. Has anybody read this? Has anybody read Cast Member Confidential? What's up? John Smith, 95 Days to Disney, baby! Any cats around? They're out because I kept them out of the room, because when they come in the room, like Stinky wants to jump everywhere, and I gotta shoot Stinky down, and then like Crow will come here and knock over the tripod, and then Ariel would sleep somewhere. Yeah, cats are a lot to handle, and I fed them, so I don't understand. But Stinky be everywhere. But I have this book, Cast Member Confidential, which is good. Have you ever seen The Last Dragon? Multiple times. I've seen that movie. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Oh, by the way, how many of you guys I'm surprised. Where did I put that movie? Where did I put it? I think I really need to like go through my movie collection, because for some reason there's certain things that are missing. There's some things that are there. Hi Jackie, how you doing? Hey, would you say there's an elephant in this room with more veteran vloggers getting cringed out by new people coming to your community? No, actually. I don't, with more veteran, I don't think so. I think like when there's like newer vloggers coming in, I think it's not cringy, but at the same time, I think when I started, it wasn't like a cringy thing to be like a new vlogger and be the new kid on a blog. I just wanted to meet other like-minded people. I think when you first start, you get really kind of in this way of like, you feel like you're the only one. Now, like there's, the Tim Trackers and the Justice Scars and Adam the Woos, and those are the only people but you don't realize there's much more people in there. And because you don't know that there's more people that are vlogging, then you don't know where to find your spot when it comes to where do you belong in the vlogging community. Now, I didn't know where I wanted to belong. early on. So I met a lot of great people. I met Nate and Veronica like super early on. Um, but I think it was like I met Greg George, Adventures by George, and Ryan, Explore and Ryan. Like, I think that was really one of my early friends when it comes to vlogging, and it was really hard to try to find where you fit in that community, and then you start making friends from that. Not because of like any subscriber count, but people know who people are, and then you just kind of maneuver around that, which is good because, yeah, like Nate and Veronica, I think we met up and yeah, we hit it off. That was probably one of my funnest days. Like it was a very fun day that day, and it was a kind of a joint thing. All the vloggers I met so far, including Tim and Marls and Sean, have all been very nice to me, and I want people to continue to do that. Don't feel like because I'm new, if it hasn't been covered already, then I can't cover it. Just do it. Just speak it out into existence. That's kind of what all this is about. But the cool thing is that like I have to go through my DVD collection. Song of the South is here. I think it's in my books. So like if you look over here, look at all my books. These are all like all my comic books and stuff that I have. So I got a lot of things here that I need to go through and try to find and read. But I also have Captain EO! And I don't think anybody owns this movie but me. So, how cool is that? Captain EO. Maybe I should do a viewing. Maybe I should get all my friends to get together and then we can watch Captain EO. And then we all get our reactions. What would you say? What would you say to that? I know everybody's like, how do you have a copy of Captain EO? How does that happen? Why do you own this? I own it. And it's actually fantastic. Like, this is the best. Back to Uncle Remus. When I looked up Jack Sparrow, I see that the character who's not a pirate is the pirate coincidental. Yep. Let me see. I just have a lot of old like Disney stuff. Like I found this one for $1. It's like an old like limited gold edition cartoon classics, the Disney Dream Factory from 1933 to 1938. It's old VHS tapes, so which is pretty cool. Like I have yet to open it up, and I think this old Beauty and the Beast is really cool. I like collecting like these old like VHS tapes, and if you can get your hands on an old like Beauty and the Beast, or the crown jewel is the Little Mermaid. Because again, it still has it in the box. All that. Someone should do a group Captain EO costume. So, Allie, what's funny is that I have been dying for years to do a Captain EO costume. I don't know if I'm going to Mickey's Not So Scary this year, but if I go, I have no choice but to do Captain EO. Now, Captain EO is a little bit difficult because I got to get me like a white leather jacket, which you could probably substitute and do like a white like motorcycle racing jacket with like white racing pants with the white boots. And the t-shirt is easy because all you have to do is like print out the white shirt with the rainbow, which I can get away with it. I'll have to shave my face, but that's okay because if you guys all see, like the beard grows back pretty quick. So that's also the other thing that I have to do if I end up going. But that's it, everybody. I just wanted to come in, read you certain passages from Uncle Remus. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have my friends read it. I'm probably just going to just bring this book with me at all costs because I've been debating. It's like, agree, stop worrying about everyone else doing and do what you love. Although I don't love Walmart, just be yourself. That's the end of it. I'm sick of it. That's the thing, guys. Like, if you guys are like getting into vlogging, if you're new into vlogging, just do what a lot of people say, do what makes you happy, and don't go with the trends. And I kind of agree that when you start doing those things that you're excited about, it actually does something weird. Here's the weird thing. If you start getting into a rut. A lot of people get into ruts, and I see them like post on Facebook. They go, I can't do this, or I can't like post this. And one of the things I've learned, at least for me, is when I do a video and I don't particularly, it's not like, let's say it's not a theme park. If I don't go to a theme park, then creatively I do something very, very different on those type of vlogs, which in turn I take those pieces of that creativity and I put it in my Disney vlogs, if that makes sense. So I don't do a lot of B-roll when I go to Disney or Universal or SeaWorld. And I think I've stated it. I'm not a big B-roll fan. I don't like it. I can't. I just, B-roll. But I'll use B-roll when I go to like Savannah, Georgia, or New Orleans, or these other things. And then I go, wow, I actually do like doing B-roll, and I can use some of this, and I can put it into my videos, and then I can make these a little bit more creative now. And every time I go away from the parks and I start doing this little weird creative thing, then now I can use that and put it into this. And so a lot of those elements that you guys watch, like when you watch like the debunk series, because I put a lot of work into like the debunk stuff, is elements that I literally have done when I wasn't filming a theme park, or I was filming a theme park, or I just stole from different creators that have nothing to do with that sort of genre, and I took all those elements and I just combined it into one. So, don't give up. Just keep doing what you do. Be happy. Be happy. Walmart sounds good. Walmart has chicken now. Not chicken now like the restaurant, but they have chicken that you can order, and apparently it's really good. So if you go to Walmart, get chicken and a shirt. And yeah, Sheikah told me the chicken was amazing, because we would just go to chicken at like Publix or like Winn-Dixie. And it's not bad, but if Walmart's is better, I want to have it. What was that? Nate's walking around eating it. I want chicken! Nate, save me some chicken. Pass it through the screen. Pass it. Right. I'll grab a little bit of that chicken. Walmart Marketplace Ultimate Meat Pizza is delicious. I agree. It has nothing. I mean, like, they're good. Not like Costco good. But Costco is like the beast of it all. Costco's the best of all of it. So I know. I'm just sitting here. I'm like showing everybody weird stuff around my room because it's fun. Like, oh yeah. Did I show everybody my rock from Rick's Flicks? Food review blogs is Captain EO. Actually, I got a really fun one coming up in the next couple of days. I got a really fun like Black Flash episode. The only thing is that prepping it is a little weird. So I have to make sure that one, I can do it. And I can do it because I have done it before, but now I can actually put it on video and you guys can see it. So Black Flash is going to be cooking again very, very shortly. But now I have to put it all together and make it work. And it's going to be the most craziest thing you'll ever see as far as any sort of cooking. So hopefully like people like healthy junk food or Epic Mealtime sees my food and they copy me. But I know my boy Sauce Stash will probably may have already done it because he's cool. But that's it, guys. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm tired. And I am hungry because I keep thinking of Nate right now walking around Walmart eating chicken. I'm picturing him right now. He's like looking in the electronics section. He's looking for camera stuff. And he's eating like a chicken wing. And I'm jealous. Like, I'm really jealous right now. Like, I don't get jealous of my friends, but I'm really jealous of the fact that like Nate's walking around Walmart eating a chicken wing. And you all should feel jealous too. But we should do another book review. We'll do another read. Nate loves that chicken looking around. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Enjoy your day. It is only Wednesday. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'm sick of it. Make sure you say that when you leave work. Wherever you leave, walk outside, let them know, say it loud. I'm sick of it. I'm out.